Listen to what Jim Duquette has to say about Alex Bregman and the situation here in Houston.
They had this arbitrary ceiling that they were going to go no more than 5 years or no more than 6 years. That's what they offered Carlos Correa. And that's likely what they're going to offer Alex Bregman. There's no chance he's staying there. So if you're Dana Brown, you're going, well, I can't sign him. I wouldn't be surprised. We just talked about third baseman. I'm not saying he would trade him to Seattle, but there are teams out there that would definitely have interest if they were making him available. They're not shopping him, but I think they're listening. So keep an eye on Alex Bregman.
You're not going to be able to sign him. You're not going to want to sign him you're not going to want to give him a bad deal. At some point, you can't just let guys walk. You're going to have to. I understand it's not popular with Astros fans, the idea. But at some point, how do you rebuild? The quickest way to rebuild is when you trade one player, you get 2 young ones or 3 young ones back, and you hope to hit on one of those guys at a high level. I don't think it's crazy to want to deal. You haven't gotten anything back for any of the guys who have walked. You don't trade them. You just let them walk. And that was fine at one point.
Well, you do get draft compensation.
Right, yeah. But I'm talking about a guy that's already vetted. You know him. He's got experience in the minors. Maybe he's a major leaguer. I think Bregman, you have to listen to potential deals because now you're having your whole core walk out the door and you're not replenishing. You're not using any of them to replenish. Would you rather let Bregman just finish the year? And yes, I know, and I'm not saying that's not a good answer also, to let him play and give yourself the best chance to win. But I also wonder if maybe you keep that window open a little bit longer if you make a smart move with Bregman, if you are able to move him for the right players. Now, Dana Brown and the scouting department has to really be on point because you know what Alex Bregman is, which is a little up and down. I mean, I think that's not really fair. It's not unfair to say that's for certain.
So I mean, Carlos did not get what he thought he was going to get.
If you move him, could you make a move to keep Kyle Tucker? If you move Bregman?
No, you're not signing
but
anybody.
Astros fans will want that to be part of it.
I understand. And you know what?
Just everyone leaves, John?
You proved.
How are you a major?
You proved with the Jose Abreu deal that you are willing to pay an older player a lot of money.
Yes, but who are you? What do you stand on? Your entire core is leaving.
Yeah.
Your entire core is left. It's hard to just – I see people just say, Jim Crane, look at this pay and these payroll tax and this, that, and the other. That's all great. But every player is leaving. We're saying Carlos left, George left, Garrett Cole left, Bregman's going to leave, Kyle Tucker's going to leave. You going to retain anybody? We know about Altuve. You get as long as they're early deals. If he doesn't get an early deal done, the guy's walking. He's never held on to anybody when he gets to, and I'm fine with getting the deals done early. I think that's smart. But
with 2 years left on this right now, your arbitration, why not do Kyle Tucker a 10-year deal right now? Because you're basically just giving him an 8-year deal after arbitration.
Yeah, and they don't even want to do 8.
I understand that.
But yeah, you're right.
Yeah, right?
Now, or what about 8 at, I mean, he's not going to take 8 at 35. 8 at $35 million is a great deal. 8 for Kyle Tucker.
Oh my gosh.
8 at $35 million is, 24, it's $290 million. It's 290. No. It's $280 million. I mean, do you have to get to 300? Is that the magic mark?
Well, you're not getting anything after the 8 years, but that's only 6 after arbitration. So he still would have a little bit of time probably to pick up some more money somewhere.
But you're buying out the last 2 years of arbitration.
Right. Yes.
With a high-end deal.
Right.
So if you spread that out over the next 6 years, it's a pretty good, it's good money. It's over $40 million a year.
Yeah. No, it is. That would make the most sense. Bregman doesn't make sense right now. Bregman just doesn't make any sense.
They're calling it Bagwell-lytics. I don't want Bagwell-lytics in here. Poor Marine. I don't like.
Can we stop?
They called the signing of Abreu Bagwell-lytics. That's not what that's not the numbers that I want being used.
Oh my God.
I don't want that calculator.
We do not need Bagwell-lytics as a term.
I don't even like that phrase.
No. Stop saying that.
That's not a phrase. We had Jeff Leno here at one time, Daryl Morey in this city, and we're calling it Bagwell-lytics. We're not going to do that.
I see a world that possibly this year Alex Bregman is gone. when I heard that he is cognizant that he is not going to get a long-term deal here.
Don't you wish
just
players? So players are at
And
the
he's
point now
already
where they
started
know.
to separate.
Doesn't that bother you at all, though? That now, see, you can't have that because the one thing that's strong on the team is the camaraderie.
Yeah.
And you're saying he's already separating from the team.
Well,
it almost
he's
feels
by
like
moving
Boris
to Arizona,
is
by buying a
pushing
house in Arizona.
Okay, well, it is what it is, whatever that means. If it has meaning, fine. If it doesn't have meaning, that's fine. He's from New Mexico, and some people love Arizona, so that's fine. But do you that's not great for for everyone on the team to say your owner, they already know, well, I'm not going to get an offer from this owner.
Well,
I'm conflicted with Jim Crane because he's been a great owner.
Behind the scenes, Boris has already been talking. They've already been, hey, are we going to get something done? Are we going long term with Alex Bregman? And hey, what are we looking at here? Because and probably they're probably like, maybe you should start shopping them and see what we can get for them. Maybe we should see what we can get. And I wouldn't mind at all getting somebody in. Jackie says Chapman might get something more like a 5 or 6 year deal. If that's the case, he should be an option. This is what we're not having Jeff Luhnow anymore, and signing players and him developing players. There is an end in sight to this whole thing because it's just different now. They were able to just replenish. They were able to bring up Jordan. They were able to bring up Tucker. They were able to bring up Fromber. They were able to bring up Javier. They were able to bring up all Yiner. They were able to bring up all of these guys that they brought up that have been all of these guys that they brought, Pena, guy after guy after guy to replenish the system, and I don't know that it's still there. It's going to be there when you keep on losing guy after guy after guy.
That's why a trade would make sense.
More sense.
Even if it's painful, at some point you have to bolster the minor league so the next man up is coming. And I get that it would be painful, but at the same time, you can do short-term free agency deals with a third baseman. Yes, you're going to take a hit on that, but how about your pitching play better? How about Yiner Diaz is going to be a much better offensive option than the catcher you had most of last year? How about Jeremy Pena start hitting like we saw when he was a rookie? Like, it's not the end of the road it's not the end of the world if you trade Alex Bregman. You're just getting rid of him 1 year earlier for replacement players. I mean, who's to say one of those players can't play this year? So I wouldn't shock me. Now, if I had to make it a proposition, I'd say 50-50. That they trade him versus – actually, I'd say 60% they keep him, 40 trade. Because what they could do is trade at the trade deadline and try to create more – What do you think he has – what would teams rather do? Trade for Bregman now with only 1 year left or trade at the deadline? If you wait until the deadline –
No, I do it now.
I would do it now.
But you can get more if you're the Astros now, obviously.
Yeah, but you have to create a market.
Yes.
So you're going to have to go out and seek it out a little bit. And you want people coming to you.